Today, we're looking at 7 habits that quietly prevent people from becoming wealthy. These aren't just financial mistakes, they're ways of thinking that can keep you stuck for years. You'll also see how some of the world's most successful entrepreneurs and investors took the opposite approach, and how you can apply the same principles even if you're starting with an average income. Let's get started. 1. Working only for money. Most people are taught one formula: go to school, get a job, work hard, earn a paycheck, repeat for 40 years. There's nothing wrong with honest work. The problem is believing your paycheck is your only source of income. Your salary stops the moment you stop working. Real wealth begins when your assets keep producing income without requiring every hour of your time. Warren Buffett once famously said that if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. Think about that for a moment. Buffett became one of the richest people in history not because he worked 24 hours a day, but because his investments kept compounding for decades. Another example is Ray Kroc. He built McDonald's into a global business, but one of the company's greatest strengths wasn't just selling burgers, it was owning valuable real estate beneath many of its restaurants. Those assets continued generating value far beyond the daily sales. As an accountant, I've seen people earning 6 figures who struggled financially because every dollar depended on their next paycheck. I've also seen teachers, mechanics, and nurses quietly build substantial wealth by consistently investing a portion of every paycheck into diversified investments over many years. The lesson isn't to stop working, it's to stop depending solely on work. 2. Buying a lifestyle. Instead of building wealth. A promotion arrives. The first thought? I deserve a bigger house. I deserve a luxury SUV. I deserve designer clothes. That's exactly how lifestyle inflation quietly steals wealth. Many millionaires don't look like millionaires. Thomas Stanley's research in The Millionaire Next Door found that many wealthy Americans drove practical cars, lived below their means, and avoided unnecessary status spending. Jeff Bezos famously drove an older Honda Accord during Amazon's early years, even after becoming wealthy. The point wasn't that he couldn't afford more, it was that he prioritized building his business over projecting an image. The wealthy often ask a different question. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this?" they ask, "What investment am I giving up if I buy this?" That single question changes everything. 3. Doing everything yourself. Many people believe saving money means never paying for help, but wealthy people think differently. They understand leverage. Bill Gates once said he always surrounds himself with people who know things he doesn't. Steve Jobs didn't build Apple alone. He hired world-class designers, engineers, marketers, and executives. Nobody builds lasting wealth alone. Even Warren Buffett relies on Charlie Munger's influence throughout much of Berkshire Hathaway's history. As an accountant, I often see business owners spending 10 hours trying to solve tax problems instead of paying an expert to solve them in one. Sometimes trying to save $100 costs you thousands. Your time is one of your most valuable assets. Spend it wisely. 4. Having too many inputs. We're drowning in information. TikTok says buy cryptocurrency. YouTube says buy dividend stocks. The news predicts a market crash. Another expert predicts record highs. People consume hundreds of hours of financial content but never take action. This is called analysis paralysis. Charlie Munger believed having a few sound principles was better than chasing every new idea. Warren Buffett spends hours reading every day, but once he makes a decision, he sticks to it. He isn't changing his strategy because of every headline. Learning is valuable. Constantly changing direction isn't. Knowledge only creates wealth when it's followed by action. 5. Being ego-driven is expensive. People buy luxury cars they can't afford, huge homes they don't need, expensive watches to impress people they'll never meet again. Meanwhile, many truly wealthy people value freedom over appearances. Mark Zuckerberg has often been seen wearing simple gray t-shirts. Whether intentional or not, it reflects a focus on reducing unnecessary decisions rather than chasing status. Warren Buffett still lives in the home he bought decades ago. Real wealth isn't about proving you're rich. It's about no longer needing to prove anything. The richest person in the room is often the one who doesn't feel the need to announce it. 6. Passing the blame. It's easy to blame the economy, the government, your employer, inflation, your parents, your boss. Some of those challenges are real, but wealthy people ask a different question. What can I control? Howard Schultz grew up in public housing before building Starbucks into a global company. Oprah Winfrey overcame extraordinary adversity before becoming one of the world's most successful media entrepreneurs. They couldn't control where they started. They could control what they did next. As an accountant, I've met people with modest incomes who became financially independent because they focused relentlessly on the choices they could make every single month. Responsibility is empowering. Blame rarely changes your future. R7. Staying static. The world changes, technology changes, industries change, skills become outdated. People who stop learning eventually get left behind. Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates has long emphasized reading and continuous learning as a way to adapt over time. Buffett still spends much of his day reading well into his later years. Learning didn't stop when they became wealthy, it accelerated. Whether it's understanding investing, improving your career skills, starting a side business, or simply becoming better at managing money, growth compounds just like investments do. If your income today is exactly the same as it was 10 years ago, and your skills haven't changed either, it's worth asking why. Standing still often means falling behind. Here's something I've learned after years as an accountant. Wealth isn't usually built by making one brilliant financial decision. It's built by avoiding the small mistakes that quietly drain your time, money, and opportunities year after year. Avoid working only for money. Avoid buying a lifestyle before you've built wealth. Avoid believing you have to do everything yourself. Avoid drowning in endless information without taking action. Avoid letting your ego make financial decisions. Avoid blaming everyone else for your situation. And never stop growing. None of these habits require you to be born wealthy. They simply require consistency. If you found value in today's video, let me know in the comments. Which of these 7 habits do you think holds most people back? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's serious about building lasting wealth. And remember, plan, invest, grow, live freely. See you in the next video.